Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Today we are making all of the wallets that kind of put OpenSea leather on the map. We're going to start with the gun deck and progress through the years and kind of show you how the design has changed and how we've made some improvements and how the originals are still some people's favorite wallets. So the first thing we're going to make the gun deck. I released it in 2010. It's been copied a million times over, which is totally understandable. But in my opinion, it is the first single piece flap wallet with the single line of stitching on one side. So I'd love to see if anyone has like an example of something that came before it. But as far as I know, this was like an original. I'm super proud of it. It won the most innovative product from bestleather.org back in 2016. And it really started the entire OpenSea leather journey. So today we're gonna make them. We're gonna make them all by hand like I used to. The first 1,000 wallets I made, more or less, were all cut by hand. We now use these big metal dies. This doesn't change the quality of the product, it just makes it much more efficient to make. But today, because it's more interesting to watch, we're gonna cut them by hand. We're gonna use the patterns and do it like we used to. So here we go. So back in 2008, I was living in El Salvador and I was wearing through my shoes really quickly. So I went down to like the little town square to where they fix shoes. They put like old tire treads on. They just hand stitch on with like a speedy stitcher, just like a hook awl. And I watched them do it a couple of times and couldn't really spare the $10 it cost to do it. So I bought an awl and some thread for $7 and started to put new soles on the shoes I would wear out for me and my friends. So that's kind of how I got started in leathercraft. Fast forward from 2008 to 2014. 2014, I was studying Mandarin Chinese at the Defense Language Institute while I was in the Navy and was overwhelmed with Chinese and needed a creative outlet. So I started to pick back up with leathercraft, started making shoes and bags. And then I saw Craft and Lore, another awesome leathercraft company. And they come up with something called the Port Wallet, which was just a single piece of leather that was a wrap wallet, essentially. It's just like turned into a spiral. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I'd love to make a product that was very durable, but also easy to manufacture, because I didn't want to ever have to move manufacturing overseas. I didn't want it to take too much time, but I wanted it to be really durable and pretty. So I gave myself some design parameters. I said I want it to be made out of one piece of leather. I want it to have 2 pockets. I want it to fit some cards and some cash. And I want it to close without any hardware. And so with those design parameters, I came up with the gun deck. So I might have said before that it was 2010. I just meant it's 10 years old. So I made this back in 2014, 2015, and then launched an Etsy store at the end of 2016 and started selling these. And luckily, you guys and a lot of other people loved this wallet. And to this day, I still sell these. I love this wallet. It's very basic. Like I said, it's a single piece of leather as you saw it being crafted. So you have a cash slot back here. Just fold the cash once and slip it in. And then you can also put cards there. And you can also do something that some customers showed me much later on. I don't know why I didn't think of it. But you tuck the flap into one of the pockets and then you have a quick draw slot right here. And then everything else behind that is still secure. So this is the gun deck, hand stitched as always, as you've seen. This isn't like unique to us, but it is kind of set us apart. We're one of the few brands that does this type of stitch. It's very aesthetic, very pretty, very strong. And you get to see all that thread color pop with something like that. So the gun deck, this was the first flap wallet that we ever came up with, and it inspired the rest of the wallets that we're gonna look at right now. So right after the gun deck, a lot of people requested like a vertical version of that. And the cool thing about the Topsider, as you'll see in some of this B-roll, is it actually fits cash vertically. You can just slide it in and then it folds over. So it's the exact same concept as the gun deck, just in a vertical orientation. Comes with the same leathers, the same type of stitching, the same number of brights? I think brights is the right word for this. But anyway, the Topsider, this became an instant favorite for a lot of people. And then this one continued to inspire a bunch of other bestsellers like the Hobe and the Topsider Bifold LT, which we're gonna show as well. So that's the Topsider. It's just a vertical gun deck, great for carrying cash. So then we jump to the Deck Quickdraw. So obviously the same silhouette as the original Deck. It's the same dimensions. The difference here is it's made of 2 pieces of leather, which gives you a pocket here on the back, a deep pocket, and then also a Quickdraw pocket here. And on the inside, you got 2 more pockets, just like the Deck. The beauty of this one is you can keep the whole wallet closed and still get access to your everyday cards. And at the same time, you have the opportunity to make a bunch of different color combinations with this 2-tone effect. We have 25 different leather options for this wallet and 23 different thread options. Each wallet has 10,000 plus potential combinations. So you can match up your EDC, even your outfit, you know, whatever you want, you can carry. I have plenty of people that have 20, 30 different versions of our wallets, just so they can match up with their daily pocket dump and their knife and their flashlight. So that's pretty cool. This is Deck Quickdraw. All right, moving on to one of our most recent wallets, our last flap wallet that we've released. This has become the best seller quite quickly. The reason being is I feel like I've taken everything I've learned from making the other wallets, combining them into a wallet that is like the perfect solution. It's incredibly thin, it's only 1/4 inch. It has the orientation of the Topsider. You have a deep pocket here, then you have another card pocket here, but then, unlike the Topsider, this whole side opens up, allowing cash to slide in and out just like a bifold. That's where we got the name Topsider Bifold. It's the LT because we have another wallet called the Topsider Bifold that has a whole extra piece back here, adding some bulk. So we removed that, and that's why I have LT. LT stands for light. So this is the Topsider Bifold LT. This is our most popular wallet. Comes in 2-tone as well. You got a really cool combination saddle stitch and this cross stitch. I think it makes like a really cool effect, because saddle stitching is just so classic, but then you have the brand recognition of the cross stitch that we do on all of our wallets. So that's the Topsider Bifold LT. Every single one of these is available down in the description. I have a link to each one, and you can use a code for this video specifically to get 20% off. That code is gonna be YouTube. It'll be available for 1 week. So whenever this video launches, that code will be live for 1 week. There you go. YouTube, 20% off.